Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll explain the multiplication and division in fractions. Actually, this section is much easier than the previous section for the addition and subtraction in fractions. We will see together how we multiply two fractions as the case as 4 over 3 and times 7 over 2 and divide fractions like 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 8. Also, we will see together how we do a fraction over another fraction, like the case 1 over 5 over 2 over 3. Let's start with the multiplication. 1 half times 1 half, or 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. It's so simple. The only thing that you need to do is to multiply numerators and then multiply denominators. So the case here, or the answer here is 1 times 1 over 2 times 2. And the answer is 1 over 4. So simple. Let's go to the second example. 2 over 3 times 4 over 5. So it's 2 times 4 over 3 times 5. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. Nothing common between the numerator and denominator because we have 8 and 15. So stop. What about negative 3 over 5 times 5 over 7? Again, multiply negative 3 times 5 over 5 times 7. We know that negative 3 times 5 is negative 15, and 5 times 7 is equal to 35. Now, is there anything common between the numerator and denominator? Yes, the 5. So we can divide here by 5 and the answer is negative 3, and divide here by 5 and the answer is 7. So the answer is negative 3 over 7. Actually, from the beginning, we can do the following. The question is negative 3 over 5 times 5 over 7. If you have such a case, you can cancel this and this. Why? Because as we did here, if we write them like negative 3 times 5 over 5 times 7, so you can cancel 5 with 5. And be careful, the cancellation only in case that you have a multiplication. If you have addition, no, there's no way to cancel numbers with addition. So the answer is negative 3 over 7. Negative 3 over 7, which is exactly the same as here. 6 over 3 times negative 2 over 4. Okay, so we can do it as 6 times negative 2 over 3 times 4. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And 3 times 4 is equal to 12. But we know that negative 12 over 12, the answer is negative 1. Also, we can do it from the beginning here. We know that 6 over 3 times negative 2 over 4. Can we do some simplifications? Yes. 6 over 3 is known to be 2 times negative 2 over 4. Can we cancel by 2? Yes. Or divide by 2, sorry. Negative 1 over 2. So it's negative 1 over 2. Now, in such a case, if you have a whole number, just write it over 1, because 2 over 1 is equal to 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. The same here. Negative 8 times 7 over 3. Write 8 as negative 8 over 1 times 7 over 3. Now we know that we should multiply negative 8 by 7 and 1 times 3. Negative 8 times 7 is equal to negative 56 over 1 times 3, which is 3. And nothing coming between negative 56 and 3. So stop. Let's move to the division. Now the division is similar to the multiplication. You only need to add one more step and then it's exactly the same as the multiplication. If we have 3 over 2 divided by 4 over 5, the only thing to do is to flip this. So it's 3 over 2 and this is going to be 5 over 4. And then change the division to multiplication. That's it. So as if we have a new question, 3 over 2 times 5 over 4. So it's 3 times 5 over 2 times 4. 3 times 5 is 15, and 2 times 4 is 8. And stop. Another question. 1/2 divided by 1/2. We know that anything dividing itself, the answer should be equal to 1. But let's see why in such a case. We know that we should do 1/2, flip this to be 2 over 1, and then change the division to multiplication. So it's 1 times 2 and 2 times 1, which is 2 over 2, and 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So 1/2 divided by 1/2 as expected is equal to 1. More example. Negative 3 over 5 times or divided by 3 over 5. If we are dividing the same number by itself with different signs, in this case, we expect the answer to be negative 1. Let's see together. Negative 3 over 5. This will be 5 over 3. Change the division to multiplication. So it's negative 3 times 5 over 5 times 3. Actually, we can cancel each other here, but let me do it this way. So it's negative 15 over 15. Anything divided by itself with negative sign, with different sign, is equal negative 1. 9 over 2 divided by negative 2 over 4. So it's 9 over 2 and 4 over negative 2. And the division should be multiplication. So I flip this. By the way, the negative sign here, you can put it in the denominator or you can put it in the numerator. Doesn't matter. So it's 9 times 4 divided by 2 times negative 2. Actually, I can do the following. 4 will be cancelled with this since it is 2. So it's divide here and here, negative 1 and 1. So it's 9 times 1 divided by negative 1, which is negative 9. Or we can do it 9 times 4 over 2 times negative 2. 9 times 4 is 36 over negative 4. 36 over negative 4 is negative 9. Question 5, or example 5. Negative 5 divided by 2 over 3. So again, it's negative 5. I'll flip this to be 3 over 2, and then do the multiplication. But this one should be over 1. So it's negative 5 times 3 over 1 times 2. And the answer is negative 15 over 2. 8 over 3 divided by 4. Again, it's 8 over 3. I'll flip 4. By the way, be careful with this. 4 is considered to be 4 over 1. So when we flip it, it will be 1 over 4. 1 over 4. And then the division will become as a multiplication. So it's 8 times 1 over 3 times 4, which is 8 over 12. What's the GCD between 8 and 12? It's 4. Divided by 4 is 2, divided by 4 is 3. So the answer is 2 over 3. Now what about this? Question number 7. 1 over 5 over 2 over 3. Actually, I can rewrite it as 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. So I took the first fraction, put it here, and then the second fraction, and put it here. So it's 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. Consider this one as a new question. 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3 is the same as 1 over 5. Flip 2 over 3 to be 3 over 2, and then do the multiplication. So it's 1 times 3 over 5 times 2. 1 times 3 is 3, and 5 times 2 is 10. But I can show you another way to do this. Let me write it again. 1 over 5 over 2 over 3. What you need to do is the following. Just multiply the closed number together and multiply the far number together. Closed numbers, far numbers. 3 times 1 and put it in the denominator. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. That's it. So you are free if you want to do it this way or this way. I'll give you another example. 3 over negative 2 over 5 over 6. So let me do it using the two methods. It's 3 over negative 2 divided by the second fraction is 5 over 6, which is 3 over negative 2 and 6 over 5. I flip this and then the multiplication. So it's 3 times 6 over negative 2 times 5. 3 times 6 is 18, and negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Is there anything common? Yes. We divide by 2. Dividing by 2 is 9. Dividing by 2 is negative 5. So it's 9 over negative 5, which is exactly the same as negative 9 over 5 or negative 9 over 5 this way. Like it should be here, not here. Or it's 3 over negative 2 over 5 over 6. Far numbers, close numbers. Start with the far numbers and put them in the numerator. So it's 3 times 6 and negative 2 times 5. 3 times 6 is 18. Negative 2 by 5 is negative 10. Again, by 2 is 9, and by 2 is negative 5, which is 9 over negative 5, or negative 9 over 5, or negative 9 over 5. Please like and share the video. Please also subscribe in the channel.